We now want to head over to the Loop Super Site. That is where CBS 2 investigator Dorothy Tucker is for us live. Dorothy, I know that you're tracking election integrity today.
That's right, Marie. And despite two chief issues at Chicago polling places, one involving Sharpies that caused some headaches for voters, the other is that some voters did not get a second ballot. Despite all of that, election officials statewide say that they are doing everything they can to protect your vote.
This is a test.
Every election authority has to test their equipment
to make sure there are no issues and every ballot cast is counted. It's just one of the many ways to ensure the integrity of elections.
You know, there are a lot of skeptics out there.
Especially since the 2020 presidential race and repeated claims by election deniers that it was stolen.
And as we've said repeatedly, that all of the claims of systemic fraud that came up after that election came out of nowhere. They were not founded in any kind of evidence.
But there is evidence from those trying to influence your vote.
Social media is the biggest source of misinformation.
Here's just one, a post telling voters to incorrectly use blue ink on their mail-in ballots.
That's going to cause a problem.
The state tweeted out a correction, reminding voters black ink is best.
How do you stay on top of these social media posts? I mean, this has got to be like swatting flies.
One of the things that helps us is that we do have a lot of people who follow our social media, and they will send us screenshots and alert us to things.
I'm going to go right here in the middle section, okay?
And on this election day, they are extra vigilant, adding state and federal law enforcement to monitor the internet.
We also have direct contact with the social media companies, so we can get posts taken down if we see them.
Also keeping an eye on the vote at the ballot box, poll watchers.
I can tell you that right now, I've got 450 some folks who have signed up in the last couple of months.
That's Jay Young, executive director of a civic group called Common Cause Illinois.
People might have questions about, do I need an ID to vote? That sort of thing.
And just in case, voter intimidation, like we've seen outside polling places in other cities, happens here.
Police know that we're out there. If we see something, we're going to be immediately alerting them to what the problem is.
Poll watchers also represent candidates or a political party. In past elections in other cities, some of their concerns led to ballot recounts.
Face down.
But here in Illinois, authorities remind voters there's a process in place to protect one person, one vote.
If somebody already voted, say they early voted, and they came on election day and tried to vote again, an election judge would see that in the e-poll book.
What about ballots put into those drop boxes?
So again, concerns about, oh, well, what if a secure drop box gets stuffed with somebody who copied their ballot a few times? That can't happen because every ballot does eventually get scanned and it has that unique barcode.
The boxes are also watched by security and locked, and every night taken to a storage area until they're counted when polls close.
One ballot, one vote, one barcode.
Now, those Sharpies that I mentioned, they may have caused some headaches, but at the end of the day, they did not cause any problems. If you used a Sharpie on a ballot, you're good. Your vote was counted. Jim, Erica.
Thanks, Dorothy.